The project came to Aardman from a company called Catsnake, who do a lot of work with charity. Their work tends to have a lovely narrative thrust and also a lot of heart.
We've been working with RSPB for a few years now, and in the brainstorm we had been working on showing the effects of humanity on nature over a long period of time, over hundreds of years. And then through discussion we came up with using a bird as a beautiful metaphor for travelling through time. And if we followed a bird through time, then we could see the effects in the background. The foreground would be all about beautiful nature, and the background would be about how we have affected that nature and the landscapes around us.
The bird came to symbolise first and foremost our relationship with nature itself. So as it sets off protected by its parents, but that link between it and its parent is severed over the course of the bird's journey. And then as a result, the threat kind of emerges, basically because the bird is becoming disconnected as it flies through a rural into an urban environment. We can see the effect this has on it. So it gave us a way of demonstrating that beauty in parallel with the fragility, but also a way of conveying the emotional effect that the severing of that relationship might have.
In terms of challenges, one of the most fun creative challenges that we faced with this was how to depict the passage of time. During the 60 seconds, we go through a whole year's seasons, starting in summer, going through autumn and then winter, which is the hardest part of the story for our fledgling. And then finally, with a degree of optimism that represents the work that the RSPB do, we end up back in the spring and summer.
I think my favourite moment is that kind of very tender moment between the mother blue tit and the fledgling, where she nuzzles him right at the start, and then when he's back and he's secure and safe again, you just repeat that moment and it just brings it full circle in a really lovely way.
My hopes for the film is that it spreads the word about the great work that the RSPB do. I hope it does its job, which is get people to leave money in their will to the RSPB. That's what we were hired to do, and that's what our focus should be.
Our place in the natural world connects us all. For centuries, it has inspired and nurtured us. We've grown and changed together, until we began to grow apart. It's time to reconnect with nature before we lose sight of our way home. That's why for over 100 years the RSPB has inspired each generation to love and care for nature, and why we're working tirelessly to tackle the biggest threats facing our world. A gift in your will to the RSPB is one of the most powerful ways you can help create a future filled with nature, so one day we can truly thrive together. To request your free Gifts in Wills guide, search RSPB Legacy or give us a call.